Didn't even see any cars. I really hope that's not what we drove out here for. Established by the United States Army June 7th, 1857, as a means of protecting the road from San Antonio to El Paso against hostile Indians. Today has been one of those days where it just really makes everything worthwhile. It's been awesome. Finally recognizing all these beautiful rivers and spaces in Texas and actually taking advantage of them, getting in and exploring something. This is the Devil's River that we're sitting on now. I've never been here, and I just realized that we're about a 2 hours drive south of San Angelo. Just in case you don't know, in Texas you refer to distance in driving time at 60 miles an hour. So it's 120 miles north from here to San Angelo. I've seen articles on the Devil's River. My mom really loved it. And it's kind of famous because the river's a little bit rough. It's lined with kind of rock canyons or bluffs. And all of the property on the river is privately owned. So there's even a sign up here that warns boaters that the next public in and out point is 15 miles from here. So if you're getting in your boat, you better stay on your boat for 15 miles. They don't even want you stopping on the bank anywhere. The landowners are kind of weird about it too. Like, they almost want to own the river, which, you know, I get it. You don't want a bunch of strangers stopping on your bank, and given that it's beautiful, people would love to be able to use it, but that's just not the case. This is Texas, man. We love private property rights. Dude, when we first drove up here, I thought it was like this rocky creek, nothing. And then we came around the corner and it turned green and boom! All these lily pads in the river behind me. We're gonna be flying on the Devil's River for a couple days before we head back to the Rio Grande and then down to South Texas. I'm really excited about this. I almost want to get a boat and go do some water traveling. We gotta get some tan, man. It's getting a little white down here. So just in case you're curious where we're at, it is the Baker Crossing. We took US 90 west out of Del Rio, got on FM 163, and it is where the Devil's River crosses Farm to Market 163. Drive somewhere really cool. You see somebody flying a drone, you just gotta stop.
Yeah.
What's your name?
I'm Braden from Del Rio.
And 17 years old, interested in video, only watches YouTube. He saw Boats and Hoes, and he's watched Unbranded. So it's pretty exciting to run into you out here.
Yes, sir.
What's your channel?
I don't have one yet, but still working on it.
We're working on it. You're going to post something soon, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. In the comment section on here, I want y'all to, if you think Braden should start posting some content and learning how to make videos, then give him a shout out in the comments, and then he can go check it later, and then you got to put the video up.
We'll do that.
Maybe floating down the river that we're flying on right now.
Yes, sir.
All right. Good luck, brother. Now, just gotta take care of this problem. I guess that's the drone life, yo. That's the drone. I was flying backwards, hit a hill, and it went down. So now we're mountain climbing. Been up here before? Sunset was absolutely beautiful. I was 153 feet off the ground, well over the top of any trees. And up until this point, I hadn't had any problem with, you know, an elevation of 150 feet was above everything else. Going backwards, just zoned out, and punk. Screen goes blank. I look around for it. Finally, I fly the Mavic up in the air. I have a map with a point of where the drone last was. So I fly the Mavic, match the maps up, and start scanning the side of the hill. Eventually, I'm pretty happy with where I think the location is, so I line it up with some houses and then follow the roads back down to where I am. It was 1,125 feet northwest of my home point. Suddenly, this kid pops out of the woods. Kind of felt like an illegal walking out of the brush, but we're on the Devil's River, we're not the Rio Grande. So he's like, "Oh, I can get your drone." I'm thinking, well, what in the world? So I'm down there screwing around trying to find it, and a guy pulls up. He says, "Hey, I think your drone just crashed." I followed him up to their house, and it was his son that had come and talked to me. I guess they were outside, were watching it, kind of freaking out, thought it was the federal government, but saw it crash into the top of the hill. So I throw on some boots and jeans and we take off. The scrub brush at the bottom is super thick, and then we're walking up the rocky side of this mountain. The stars were absolutely beautiful, and the moon was right just on the horizon. Absolutely perfect night. So we're scanning the bushes, and then I'm kind of lower down where I thought it might have been, and he's up at the top of the hill. Finds the drone. Yes, we've got it. Seemed to be in pretty good shape. It was still on even. We start heading down the hill. Switching the drone off. He wanted to carry it, so, I just kind of let him carry it. And then finally we get down to the bottom, go through a bunch of thorny bushes, get back to the truck, and, I go to boot it up, and everything's fine except for these little rubber grease-filled pockets that the gimbal hangs from. So the camera hangs on the bottom, and this is up here, and it's mounted on rubber so that none of this shakes. Thanked them, talked to them for a little bit, showed them some of the pictures I got, and they want me to email them to them. And hit the road. And instead of going back down south, I just stayed on 193. It's been a beautiful drive, but I have all these plans to keep going, and so we gotta figure that out. Just passed through San Antonio, Austin, Texas. Here we come. We're watching the vlog together. Molly approves. That's a good thing. She's pretty picky.